welcome all. We'll get going in just a bit. Let me reduce some of the ambient light here. Despite the wonderful views, sometimes it gets hard to see what's going on yoga-wise. Thank you all for coming to our movement yoga morning. So excited to be here with you. So excited to be here with Kathy, who will be practicing for us today, or with us. Should I keep the window open, or?
Oh, maybe not.
It's still a little bright.
Chilly.
Well, it's a little bright too. I'll shut that one too. So anything you'd like to see us cover in terms of a shape or part of the body to focus on, please put it in the comment section. If we don't get to it this week, we'll get to it soon. We do this most weeks. We took a break for Thanksgiving. I think we did it last week. Probably take another break for Christmas. Who knows? We'll be on the road. Maybe we'll do a road session. Or maybe, actually, I think we're back in time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, let me bring Kathy Cormier on up. Welcome, Kathy.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you. Recovering from cold.
All right. Well, you do look good.
Oh, thank you. You
Excellent.
look great too.
Superwoman.
Yes, that's me.
Or a special girl.
A special girl, yes.
All right. So we'll start with hands on hips. And we'll just march it from side to side. Now balancing on one foot as we start to kick it from side to side. We could work low kicks, we could work less low kicks. It's early in the morning, treat yourself kindly. And even later on in the day, treat yourself kindly.
Oh, how about all the time?
How about all the time? Yes, even when you're sleeping.
Oh, especially though.
From those kicks off to the
Well,
side. I'm sorry, from the kicks off to the side, let's come back down to the ground as we rock it from
Oh,
side
hello.
to side. All right, we've got a special guest here. We might see her in the frame. There she is. Hello, Savannah. And then finding your center. From our feet, finding our legs. From our legs, finding our spine. Relax shoulders long through all sides of the neck with a soft tuck in the chin. Let's set an intention. Let's bring one hand onto the heart. Other hand on top. Yeah. Okay, so I need you just to focus on the practice. And try
My
to
glasses.
not be distracted.
My
Yeah.
15.
And if I see her going for your glasses, I'll grab them.
Hang on. No, we don't.
So I love a home practice just because you can do it at home. Unfortunately, part of the home practice is that there are distractions. So a great thing to do in a home practice, and it's good practice, is just to really just have a focus on the yoga. All right, so let's set the intention. Hands on heart. Relax shoulders, soft tuck at the chin. Your intention could be anything you'd like it to be. Something you're thinking about, something you're moving towards. It could be as simple as you're perfect, just as you are. Keeping our hands on our heart, let's work with our breath as we start to deepen and lengthen the breath. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. As you breathe in, I'll invite you to find a full body breath, bringing the air to the top of your chest, the base of your belly, filling up each side waist, filling up both front and back planes of your body. As you breathe out, I'll invite you to engage your core. As we draw the low belly in and up, concurrently lifting the kidneys in and up, squeezing a little more air out. Most importantly, with that core engagement on the exhalation, providing structural support for your low back as we move through these shapes and sequences. Like putting on a weight belt from the inside. To this deeper, fuller breath, finding a go-to breath in many flow practices. The Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. It's a power breath. It's also a heating breath. Slightly constricting the base of your throat. Adding a slight sound and feel to your breath. And as we flow through our practice today, letting the sound and feel of your breath be a focus for your practice. The sound of which is often compared to the sounds of the ocean as the waves wash in and as the waves wash out. Now taking the tip of your tongue to the hard palate just behind the teeth, keeping that connection throughout our practice, keeping your jaw relaxed and connecting front and back planes of your body. And finally, with your lips closed, adding a slight smile to your face, opening up the front of your throat so your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Lifting the chin tall through the crown, we'll invite you to roll your hands over as you stretch out your wrists, hands by your side. So just some more joint work here as hands find the hips. We'll ground down through a set of toes as we circle the ankle, the knee, and the hip. Inviting in more prana. Inviting in more flow. Now taking those circles the other way. Now grounded down through that foot. Other foot, we'll circle the ankle, the knee, and the hip. All three joints work together. Your ankle feels stiff working on your knee. Vice versa. Same thing with the hip. And taking those circles the other way. Now coming back down to the ground. Feet right together. We'll come down and cap the knees as we circle those knees. And then taking those circles the other way. Now coming back up, don't think too much about it as we step our feet hip width apart. Looking down at your feet, most of us have a natural turnout. That's just the way our hips are shaped. Working with your natural stance, hands find the back of the hips. Knees a little bit soft as we circle those hips. Inviting in more prana. Inviting in more flow. And then taking those hip circles the other way. Now coming back center, pretending we have an extra set of hands, keeping those hips relatively stable. A hand on each shoulder. And just circling the shoulders. Taking those circles the other way. Now switching across to the forearms. Switching the circle. And then taking those circles the other way. Now coming back to center, hands by our side, one hand high, the other hand low, taking a side bend towards the low hand. Equal weight in both feet initially, and then starting to shift the weight between the feet as we start to jet those hips out to each side. Just back and forth here. So it's yeah, there you go. I like to start with movement, and then towards the end we'll start to move more towards stillness. So when you're on one side or the other, holding that stretch, could you go a little farther? Could you jet that hip out just a little bit more? And then just for fun, looking up towards that top hand. Coming back through center, second side, we'll hold that side bend. Could you go up a little higher? Could you go down a little lower? Could you jet that hip out just a little bit more? And then just for fun, looking up towards that top hand as we stretch out the base of our throat. And then back to center. Two arms in the air like you either do or don't care. Thumb and forefinger of one hand catch the wrist of the other. We'll start to circle the shoulders. And then circling the hips the other way. Full body movement. And as we work this exercise, I'll invite you to bring your attention to the back plane of your body. Using your breath to find a little more freedom, a little more space in your spine. And connecting with a part of yourself not easily seen. And don't think too much about it, taking those circles the other way. Now circling back to our center, hands by our side. Releasing and relaxing our shoulders, we'll inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. On the exhale, just let them drop. And let that exhale spill out through the mouth. Here we go. Couple more here. Last one. Keeping those shoulders heavy, working with our neck as we look up and down. Back and forth between the two places. The next time you're looking up, holding that stretch, could you look up a little higher, finding a little more stretch in the base of your throat. Now lifting the head to tuck the chin, stretching out the back of your neck. Could you find that chin to sternum connection? Let the chin and sternum press equally hard. And if you're not quite there, no worries. And then back to center. Working with our jaw as we rock it front to back. The only free-floating bone in our bodies. And then rocking it side to side. And then back to center. Let's do a little bit of wrist work here, and then we'll start our sun salutations. 2 arms long in front, thumbs face up. One thumb rockets up to the sky, comes back down to earth as we cross the wrists. Clasping the fingers, rolling the hands in towards the heart, any amount as we stretch out those wrists. Rolling the hands back in towards the heart. 2 long arms in front, moving slowly and surely, releasing the clasp of the fingers, switching the cross of the wrists. Clasping the fingers, rolling the hands in towards the heart. And then any amount away from the heart as we stretch out those wrists. Rolling the hands back in towards the heart, 2 long arms in front, releasing the clasp of the fingers, hands by our side. I'll ask you to go sideways, Kathy, moving towards our sun side. Why don't you grab a Brit or 2 if you want to support the action, placing them in front of your space. Moving towards our sun saddle, we'll take it in 3 pieces, working arms and shoulders. I'll invite you to either keep your natural stance or narrowing your stance. As you challenge your balance, you would also find straighter feet. Even though our natural stance is a bit of a turnout, when we work a straighter line, we start to find equal stress on each side of each joint, ankles, knees, and hips. Arms and shoulders, arms out to the side, and then overhead, inhaling. Exhaling, hands back down. 2 more times like this, breathing arms up. Exhaling, arms down. 1 more time, observing the natural rhythm of the shoulders as the arms elevate, the shoulders elevate. As the arms descend, the shoulders descend. Adding a forward fold and a back bend, breathing in, lifting up. On the exhale, leading with the heart as you fold. Feel free to grab those bricks. Let an inhale lift chin and tail as we arc the back. Stretching out those hamstrings, stretching out our heart. On the exhale, tucking the tail, tucking this chin as we stretch out our low back. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, back of the head in line with the sacrum, arms out to the side, and then overhead. Exhaling, hands back down. Let's do that 2 more times, flowing with our breath, inhaling up. Exhaling, finding that forward fold. Inhaling, lifting chin and tail. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings. On the exhale, tucking tail and chin. Feel the stretch in your low back. Inhaling, arms out to the side, and then overhead, hands over head pose. Exhaling, hands by your side. 1 more time here. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. Exhaling, rounding it in. Inhaling, riding the breath up. Exhaling, hands by your side. I'll cue you back to down dog. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. On the exhale, now grounding down through the hands as you step 1 foot back and then the other, finding your down dog. As we hold down dog, I'll invite you to hold it in stillness, inviting your mind to still. Despite the lack of overt movement, you're breathing, your heart's beating, your mind's moving. And by walking or focusing on your Ujjayi breath, as it flows in and out, finding a little more space between each breath, each beat of the heart, each thought, and breathing into that space. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. As goes the breath, so goes the mind. Tail into that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you walk, slip, or jump to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Hands over head pose, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands back down. I'll cue you back to plank pose. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. Now folding it in as you ground down through the hands, finding your plank pose. Finding a connection between head, hips, and heels. How's that plank with those slippery socks?
Good.
Good, all right. More of a core challenge, I'm sure. As we hold the the plank, feeling that head, hips, and heels connection. A line of strength running through the center of yourself. A line of strength that supports your intention. Despite the effort of the action, an easeful quality to your breath. One of the elements that makes it yoga. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, navel to spine as you lift the hips high, finding your down dog. This time I'll invite you to walk that dog as you bend one leg deeply and then the other, grounding down through the opposite heel. Finding that mind-body connection that always exists. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? From this place of movement back towards stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine. Deep, full breath. Tail end of that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. Finding just a little more stretch in your low back. And then looking between the hands as you step, jump, or slide to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding again. Inhaling, Urdhva Hastasana, hands off to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. I'll cue you through vinyasa. Vinyasa just means connected movement through space. Typically it's a push-up into a back bend and then back to down dog. Last hard thing today. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, besides all the other hard things. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. Exhaling, folding it in and finding your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend and then back to down dog. Take your time. Find your flow. Follow your breath. As we hold this down dog, either holding it in stillness, inviting your mind to still, or adding some movement, inviting in more prana, inviting in more flow. However you choose to work, finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step, jump, or slide to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, hands over head pose, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands by your side. I'll invite you to face camera, Kathy. Finding whatever stance you'd like as you bring one hand onto your heart, the other hand on top. Coming back to your breath and coming back to your intention. Now finding prayer hands, lining up each finger, a light press of your thumb against your heart. I'll invite you to bring those thumbs to your forehead. Your intention is in your thoughts. Bringing those thumbs to your lips. Your intention is in your words. Thumbs back to heart. Your intention is in your deeds. Now rolling those hands over, hands by our side. I'll invite you to bring one hand on the belly, the other hand on the heart. A slight bow, thanking yourself for practicing yoga and offering this practice out to each other and to the world. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. And we'll see you all real soon.
See you soon.
As always, namaste. Have a nice day.
Namaste. Thank you.